Hey there, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Hello!
We've got some interesting source material today. It's an article excerpt, actually just published this morning, June 5th,
Okay.
and it gives us a first look at something a lot of people are definitely buzzing about. The new trailer for the Wicked sequel.
Ah, right. Yes, you sent this over, asked us to take a look. So our goal here really is to just cut through everything else, pull out the most important bits of info from the article, the trailer description it gives, and basically give you the quick version, what you need to know about this next movie.
Exactly. Think of us as your guides through the latest news from Oz. Let's just dive in and unpack it.
Okay, sounds good. So first thing right off the bat, the article nails down the official title for part 2.
Which is
Wicked.
for good.
For good. Okay, that title, it feels significant, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah.
Especially after, how the first film ended.
Yeah. And the article gives us the date right away, too, the one to mark down.
November 21st.
November 21st. Circle that one. Yep. And it makes it clear the trailer just landed. And the main point, according to the article anyway, is that it's teasing a darker direction.
Darker direction, okay.
And it's framing this whole thing as an epic conclusion.
Darker direction immediately signals quite a shift, I think. We're not just continuing. The tone's changing.
Definitely. So, what else? Who's confirmed to be back?
Well, leads, obviously. The article confirms Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda.
Right. And the article even points out their chemistry, mentions they opened the 2025 Oscars with a Wicked medley.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So that dynamic, it clearly resonates.
Yeah, that's so central to Wicked. Knowing they're both back and that chemistry is still highlighted, that's key. Who else did the article mention? Any other returning faces?
Yep. Michelle Yeoh and Jonathan Bailey are returning.
Okay.
And, importantly, Jeff Goldblum. He's reprising his role as the Wizard.
Ah, the Wizard is back. Okay, so the main group is definitely there for the finale.
Seems like it.
Now, the article was pretty specific about when this movie starts, wasn't it?
Yes. This is a really important detail. It says the film picks up exactly where the first one ended.
Right. No time jump?
No skipping ahead. It's dealing straight away with the fallout. Elphaba and Glinda making that really tough choice to go separate ways.
Yeah, no glossing over that heartbreak. And the article is quite blunt about where they are now. Elphaba is, what was the phrase?
Branded an enemy of the state of Oz.
Enemy of the state! Wow, okay. That's more than just misunderstood, right? That's like full-on outlaw status.
Absolutely. And then look at the contrast with Glinda. The article says she's become a public figure controlled by the Wizard.
Controlled by the Wizard. So the Good Witch is essentially under the thumb of the guy Elphaba is now against.
Exactly. Think about the conflict that sets up for their friendship right from the start.
That dynamic is completely flipped. Okay, so that's the setup. What about the trailer itself? What visuals did the article highlight?
It pointed out 2 specific moments. First one, Glinda. She's standing on a balcony. Okay, and below her, the article describes this mob. Angry citizens carrying flaming torches. And it specifically says they're in search of Elphaba.
Oh, yeah, that image definitely screams darker direction. The public is hunting her now, not just the government.
Right. And the second moment sounds pretty climactic.
What was that?
They call it the dramatic concluding shot of the trailer. It's Elphaba saying, "I'm off to see the Wizard."
Ah!
And then flying off on her broom.
I'm off to see the Wizard. But now, with her being an enemy of the state and him controlling Glinda, that line hits totally differently, doesn't it?
Completely different. Much more confrontational. Like a challenge.
You're not a hopeful quest anymore.
No. And the article also brings in John M. Chu, the director. His perspective gives some useful insight into the sort of emotional core of this sequel.
Okay, what did Chu have to say? What does he emphasize?
Well, he talks about the heartbreak from the end of the first movie. When Glinda couldn't make the choice they both wanted. He acknowledges how much that hurt.
Right. And how did he frame Elphaba leaving, flying away?
He said it feels empowering for Elphaba, which is an interesting take on her becoming an exile, right?
Yeah, framing it from her view. Freedom or power, maybe, even as an outlaw.
But then Chu really gets to the core of this second movie. The article quotes him saying it shows the consequences of those choices.
Consequences.
And then he drops the line that really sums up the tone, I think. He says, "The temperature is up."
The temperature is up. That's very evocative.
Isn't it? It's so concise. It just signals everything is hotter, more intense. The politics, the emotions, the danger.
Yeah, it fits perfectly with everything else the article suggests about this darker, more intense chapter.
Exactly.
Okay, what about the music? Obviously, that's crucial for Wicked. Does the article say anything about new songs?
It does. It confirms new music is coming. Specifically, 2 brand new songs.
Okay, just 2. Are they important?
Apparently, yes. They're described as essential. Chu says they're essential to the story, helping to drive the narrative forward.
So not just extras, they're actually part of the plot progression.
That's what it sounds like. Crucial additions.
Okay, so if we pull all these threads together, the darker tone, Elphaba as an enemy, Glinda controlled, the trailer teases, Chu saying the temperature is up. What's the main takeaway the article leaves us with? What should people expect?
The consistent vibe is definitely expect a darker, more intense chapter.
Right.
The stakes are raised.
Right.
The article repeats that idea. It's not subtle about the direction.
And the central conflict it all seems to point towards.
It spells it out. The bond between Elphaba and Glinda. It's going to be put to the ultimate test.
The ultimate test. And given where they start, enemy of the state versus controlled by the wizard, you can see how that test would be immense.
Exactly. Their paths are fundamentally opposed now. The
Yeah.
forces pulling them apart are huge.
So for you listening, just think about these key points we pulled out. That shift to a darker direction. Elphaba hunted, Glinda constrained. How does that change the whole feel of Oz compared to the first film?
Right. And Chu's quote, "The temperature is up." What kind of story possibilities does that suggest to you for this sequel?
And think about that ultimate test for Elphaba and Glinda's bond. Given their situations described in the article, what could that test possibly look like in this darker conclusion? It really makes you wonder.
Yeah, these details definitely set a stage for something pretty dramatic.
Okay, let's do a quick recap. The absolute must-knows from this article. First, the title, Wicked, for good.
Got it. Release date, November 21st.
Forecast is back. Arrivo, Grande, Yo, Bailey, Goldblum.
And it picks up immediately after the first film. No time jump, dealing with the consequences right away.
The big shift, a darker, more intense story. Elphaba, branded an enemy of the state.
While Glinda is a public figure controlled by the wizard, polar opposites.
Director John M. Chu confirms it's about consequences, saying the temperature is up.
And we're getting 2 new plot-essential songs.
All building towards putting Elphaba and Glinda's bond through the ultimate test.
Right, so based purely on what this article tells us, here's something to think about.
Okay.
If Elphaba is the hunted enemy of the state, and Glinda is controlled by the wizard, the very wizard Elphaba declares she's off to sea in that trailer shot. What does the ultimate test of their friendship actually involve? And what does Elphaba confronting the wizard signify now? It's not about asking for help, is it? It's a confrontation with the person holding power over her best friend.
That definitely gives you something to chew on until November 21st. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the first look at Wicked, for good.
See you next time.